Because I think they played the game, they can recognize little things that could help. Not just overall skill, position, and all this kind of thing. It's more the mental side of the game. And then, you know, Adam talking about today, they're switching up the coaching staff on the bench a little bit to give himself and a couple other guys an opportunity that are in the developmental side, a chance to be on the bench to see how the guys react to certain situations. Do they come off emotional? You know, can they control themselves? Do they get excited? And all those little things that, as a player, you can pick out and you can address as you're moving forward in helping them, you know, get themselves to that position to take that next step. So I think it's very important for them to be hands-on, not just sitting in the crowd, but on the bench and seeing how they react during a game.
I think the maturity of Seiderquist to acknowledge Mayer, but also acknowledge someone that he played with last year that was important in his development that I would probably fly under the radar, was a name in Marcus Sorensen. Now, Marcus played in the NHL for 4 years with San Jose, more than 200 games, but as a 30-year-old had a tremendous impact on Seiderquist in Sweden last year. So nice to see that he gives credit where it's due to help round out his game. Quickly on Vsevolod Komarov, who'll be back in on the blue line today.
I like the big man. He's another big guy, 6'3", 186 pounds, but he uses his frame very well. A little slow at times, but I think the biggest thing for this guy is a little more consistent on the physical side in front of the net. Not killing guys along the wall in the neutral zone, but being strong in front of the net, clearing the front of the net. Has been a problem this whole tournament for D. They just watch a little bit. You just get engaged a little quicker. We talked to Don Granato about it the other night. He says it's just going to come with age, and it's something they got to keep hounding on him.
Buffalo and Ottawa today. It'll be Thomas Sohanek in goal for the Sabres. At the other end, Jakob Robillard, as these two teams conclude the Sabres Prospects Challenge. It's time for our anthems.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us common, with glowing hearts we see thee rise, true strong and free, from far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting
Good crowd here on a Monday afternoon at LECOM Harborcenter for the tournament finale. Buffalo has won their first 2 games so far. Scratches today among those who have participated in the tournament: Nolan Burke, Zach Berzola, Chaz Sharp, Josh Passelt, Josh Bloom. And we mentioned Thomas Suchanek gets the call in goal for Buffalo, 1-0 so far in a half game's worth of appearance. That was in the opener, and he has a .941 save percentage. He was the Tri-City American Team MVP. Messaged with Stu Barnes, former Sabre, last night, the head coach in Tri-City, and to no one's surprise, he simply validated that Suchanek carries himself with a smile all the time. He is such a good, competitive kid, and he is really trying to relish this opportunity before, presumably, heading back to Tri-City. Of course, he was undrafted. The great thing
about Stu's going to tell you the truth. He's not going to hold back, and he's going to judge a kid, and he's a good judge of character. Being a captain in the NHL, if he says he's a good kid, then it's true.
We are underway with the play into the right of Suchanek. Sabres up the wall as Tyson Kozak's line gets the start here this afternoon. Kozak, a major impact in game 1 with a couple of goals. He's got it now. Dumps it into the far corner, and Buffalo gets a quick line change as Robillard looked at playing the puck but left it for his defender as Ottawa breaks up. Razor, we talked about yesterday's tough showing from a Senators standpoint. They were outscored 7-2, lost some guys due to injury. They actually start today with 11 forwards and 6D, so not even a full roster.
Well, things like that are going to happen when you get a physical game here, especially early in the season like this. A lot of these kids haven't played a physical game.
Breakaway opportunity for Jarventie. Scores first shot on Suchanek, and Ottawa has the lead.
Problem right there with the 2D for the Buffalo Sabres. Kind of got caught standing flat-footed in the neutral zone. Suchanek just had some speed coming up through. He wasn't the fastest guy in the world, but he just had a long enough stride where he got good separation and ended up going 5-hole on Suchanek. And that was early into this one, 40 seconds in.
That's the 3rd straight game the Sabres have fallen behind in the tournament. Obviously successful in responding in the other 2. Roby Jarventie with the opener here. He was taken 33rd overall in 2020. So the Finn strikes first against the Czech in Buffalo's goal, and we'll see how the Sabres respond here with a fair amount of skill on the ice with Kulik's line, with Lucas Kozak, who was a first-star performer on Saturday, and Isak Rosen. Rosen playing it off the wall now. Negates a potential icing, is in behind the goal line. Opportunity for Kulik as he goes side door, but it's shut down by Robillard. Back in transition, McDonald along the near wall for Ottawa. Ritchie, who scored for Buffalo last game, one of 7 different scores, gets it up the left wing side. Kulik manages to get it out. Ottawa offside on the play, leading 1-0 just about 90 seconds in.
Yeah, you mentioned Ritchie in that last game. Very good. Scored the goal, as you said, but very strong defensively. Kept everything outside. Very simple player. Just kept everything basic. Kept it in front of him. One of the undrafted guys coming in here to camp, just making a good representation for himself here, for whether it's here or somewhere else. He's done an excellent job on the opportunity he's got.
You've got a pairing of Silva and Laaksonen out there right now. Spencer Silva has definitely garnered some attention, not only this week, but back in development camp as they send one down. It'll be now a face-off to the left of Suchanek. But Silva's interesting, and I don't know, Razor, whether I'm just out of practice, but of watching practice.
Yeah.
Yesterday, after their second win in the tournament, the Sabres' tempo in practice was unbelievable, the pace that they were going at, and I thought Silva was really noticeable, as he has been throughout the course of this week. So we'll keep an eye on this defense corps that doesn't have an awful lot of homegrown draft picks for Buffalo, but they've been getting some good performances here. It's Weissbach, a former 7th rounder, up the right side into the Ottawa zone. It's a blocker saved by Robillard as they continue on the forecheck center from down low. It's Laaksonen, nice pass. Weissbach shooting. It is stopped by Robillard once again. Good puck movement and quick decision making in the offensive zone.
Now, Weissbach's one of these guys that have caught our attention every game here. Now being the 3rd game, his first shift in this 3rd game. And he's one of those guys that you might not have in your top 2 lines, but I think he'd be unbelievably serviceable in the 3rd, 4th line role, because he's good with the puck. He's an excellent skater. Defensively, the penalty kill, he's fabulous on it. So, he's a guy in a situation where there's a lot of big names coming in. will there be a spot for him to get a chance to take a look at? I would expect in that preseason, he's a guy that he could make some very good headway if he continues to play the way he has.
And if not making the Sabres, definitely a big piece in the Amerks depth among their forwards. And we'll talk to general manager of the Rochester Americans, Jason Carmanos, in our first intermission here this afternoon. Sproul's got it. He's playing center today between Calvert and Declan McDonald. Nice little move there by Sproul. Terrific season in Peterborough. Centering pass. It's sticked away there by Robillard in goal. Back to the point. Komarov gets it through. Does it sneak through? No, not yet. Rebound opportunity. Buffalo tries for the putback. Keeping it in is Komarov. And Lindgren able to push it down low. Sproul now. Emmett Sproul getting some help in the corner. Tries to get it back to Komarov, but it was too slow on the pass, and now Ottawa in transition takes it down the other way. I'm sure Suhanek's anxious to see another puck or two to get a little more stabilized in this game.
Yeah, it's tough when your first shot, it goes into the net. You're right. But this, just having the opportunity here, the puck in the zone, get moving around, start reading the play here a little bit, just get involved physically a little bit will definitely help him settle in.
Sproul line now hemmed in their own zone a little bit. We'll see if Lindgren can help negate that. Tries to get the stick in on the Ottawa forechecker. Now a breakout potentially off the boards. Komarov using the wall, and they will try to complete the line change now. Komarov hitting his man and first rounder from a couple years back, and Tyler Boucher. Olszewski back in the lineup this afternoon, and now it's Buteau. FJ Buteau. It's redirected by Olszewski into the offensive zone. Nothing doing there as far as offensive zone time as Ottawa retreats. Oh, good board battle there by Seiderqvist as he took down his man.
Right into that turnbuckle in between the benches there. It was stopped hard.
Kozak pushing it in over the line. He's got Rusek out there with him. Kozak makes a quick change.
You talk Seiderqvist. He's a big body guy. He's great offensively, but still he's willing to play that physical game, and he plays hard along the walls.
Well, maybe that's the Adam Mayer influence that he spoke of too. Suhanek had a little mishandle there on that shot that dropped in the blue paint briefly. Buffalo hoping Rosen can get it to Kulik. He does. Looks for a point man. Has Laaksonen. Oskari Laaksonen. In near wall now. Back down in the corner is Rusek, coming off a 2-assist game on Saturday. Back to Laaksonen. He's out there with Ritchie. Rusek up top. Rusek doesn't connect on the pass with Laaksonen there. And Ottawa easily able to break it out of their zone as Ritchie retreats.
You got to remember, a lot of these kids we're talking about being undrafted in these games here, for all the teams that are here, they're playing for something as well. There's 200 scouts here from all these teams and other teams every game. And if guys are let go, there may be opportunities for them, going to the American League or something, signing free agent contracts, or getting picked up for opportunities in other places. So they're all playing for something.
Not to mention, you're never more than an opportunity right there, centered by Buffalo, and they are able to tie this game at 1.
Great play by Kisakov in on the forecheck. He's the one that created this turnover down low, and Weisbeck's the guy going to come right down the middle, and he's going to be the benefactor. Goaltender got caught out of the net. The quick pass to the front of the net, and Weisbeck's able to dump it into the empty cage. But good forecheck right there. Head up, realizing he has a man coming down through the middle of the ice, and he found him perfectly as Kisakov. Nice job. Good awareness on the ice.
We mentioned that trio's been together now for a third straight game, and Kisakov, Savoie, and Weisbeck. And I know Marty was pressing you on it the other day just about where you want guys to go and not pass by an opportunity. And Weisbeck's timing was excellent.
Weisbeck, that's veteran right there. He knows he's got to go to the front of the net. There will be an option for the puck carrier in the corner to put it to the front of the net. Sometimes that's your only option. And the good thing is you're talking about guys staying together too. The coach has got to get a good feel for what's going on with each player. If you're going into every game and you're playing with different guys, there's an adjustment period because they don't know these guys. They haven't played with them in the minors or anything like that. So they're coming in from all different teams. If you can keep these guys together as much as possible, you're going to see the best in them. Because if there's an adjustment for even a period every game, you're not going to see the same players. But if they can get comfortable with each other and continue to play together, that's where you're going to have a better judge of what you got.
It probably has to feel good for Suchanek, too, to see the other goaltender have a tough misplay and not a busy start for him, and we're even at 1 here. Ottawa's used a third different netminder here. They've gone winless in their first couple of games. So Weisbach from Kisakov after the Robillard turnover, and we've got a 1-1 game, 13:47 to go here in period number 1. Brian Duff, Rob Ray with you this afternoon. Of course, it's a Bills football Monday. What a night it should be in Orchard Park at Highmark Stadium. This is just part of the afternoon warm-up, if you will, for many Western New York sports fans, but an excellent crowd here at LECOM Harborcenter as Buteau is back to get it right now. Over to Ritchie, and that pass does not connect. It'll be icing against the Sabres.
I think after giving up that first goal, the Sabres, you would just watch them just kind of settled into things here a little bit. You're watching Seth Appert on the bench here. He continues to coach, and I think that's the most important thing. He's going to have a lot of these guys in front of him for a good part of the year, so he's going to start implementing what he wants now. Adam Mayer, Michael Peck is on the bench, Mike Weber. So these guys are starting to implement what they want. They're seeing what they have. But I talked to Seth before the game, and he says, the other night when they were complaining about Savoie getting elbowed, and, you know, he was firing it up, and he says, I just wanted to make sure and seeing the guys that, hey, that doesn't happen. Not only to a guy like Savoie, it doesn't happen to anybody. And, you know, so it's good that the coach is kind of feeding off that, understands it himself, and trying to pass that message through in a, you know, in a way where you don't not sitting there going, yelling and screaming, hey, this doesn't happen to our kids. Doing it in a way to see if they feed off it.
And his pass far side is hammered home from long range as Ottawa takes a 2-1 lead.
Crookshank with a one-timer on the far side on his off wing. And it was just a beautiful pass from one side of the ice at the top of the circle. It's Crookshank who got set up by the face-off dot on the far side, and he just let it go. And it goes short side just inside the post. And goaltender Crookshank not able to get across. Just a quick release, perfectly placed shot. And Ottawa takes the lead again.
Yeah, and that's consecutive games for Crookshank being on the score sheet from a goal scoring standpoint. Of course, yesterday it was in the midst of a 7-2 loss. Here, Ottawa has a 2-1 lead, 12:50 to go in period number 1. We'll keep a close eye on Suchanek here as he tries to settle in. And at the other end, it's the Kozak line out there for the Sabres right now. Olszewski back to the point. Big shot from Spencer Silva. It gets blocked along the way. Broken stick as well from Ottawa's standpoint. Silva and Laaksonen, potential 3-on-2. Now 3-on-3. It's gloved down, but again, maybe not as cleanly as Suchanek would like.
Yeah, Suchanek got that one with his glove, and then it fell out of his glove, dropped down, and he kind of a little panic mode did just to try to find it. Luckily, it dropped down into his pads, and he was able to recover, but he's not probably feeling as comfortable as he'd probably like to see himself in the net at this point. He's only faced 5 shots, giving up a couple of goals, so just goes to show Ottawa losing 7-2 yesterday, it means nothing in these situations.
They definitely are missing their high-end draft talent that we were hoping to see a little more of in this tournament, especially Jake Sanderson, but he played the one game and hasn't played since. Same with Shane Pinto, and then they lost a few to injury yesterday. In transition, here comes Yuri Kulik with the shot, and it goes high and wide. Kulik battles for it now. Good back check by Kulik. Tries to set up Roseanne now. Rusek and Roseanne below the goal line. Rusek digging. 3 Senators down there. It's a bit of a undermanned battle from the blue and gold standpoint. We'll see if they can find Kulik in front. Nothing as of yet in the way of shots there. And Komarov tries to pin his man along the wall in Crookshank, but Lindgren is back to help out. Spins away. Great skater is Mats Lindgren, and he's ready to create something on his own as he attacks right now. Tries to go through the D as Lindgren has it just go off the handle at the last second. He is never shy to create. That's one thing about Mats Lindgren that I'm sure everybody in Red Deer in the Western League will enjoy this year. That's a turnover, though, as Ottawa barged towards the front of the goal only to have it denied.
Yeah, the defensive game has changed now. These guys have to be able to jump up the ice. The stay-at-home guy, you know, there's very few of those guys out there now. You've got to be able to jump up. You got to be sound defensively as you get back, but you got to have that willingness to go up and have the skill to be able to try to make a play like that. Yeah, you watch him, he jumped up in the play, no problem. Forward covered up for him. They had enough numbers coming back. They ended up 3-on-1. The guy coming back into the zone, pinched him off and able to regain control of the puck. So guys know when you have those type of players. You're going to watch Owen Power and Darlene and these guys. They're going to be up the ice all the time. And that's what you see. That's the modern day defenseman. They have to be able to do it.
Savoie's line out there. Matt lost the face-off as Ottawa got it back in their zone. Now it's neutral zone play once again as Buffalo attacks. Kozak, who has the primary assist on the only goal so far by Buffalo, at least, and Linus Weisbach, as the Sabres trail 2-1 here. 10:43 to go.
Yeah, 2-1 they're down, but I think for a majority of this so far in this first period, they've had the play. They've had the play in the zone. They haven't been able to connect. The shots being deflected and putting up and over and, you know, often in the corners, but they're not sitting back. And no point here if they just sat back because they're down a couple and they just kept pushing and they're pushing it. And I think this is what happened in the first two games. They got down a little bit at the beginning, tough time getting themselves going, but just by that push ends up gaining momentum as the game goes on.
Roby Jarventie also has a goal in this game, is out there for Ottawa right now. But it's the Sproul line with Declan McDonald from Lakeview, New York, hoping to catch on with an NHL contract. He's been a part of development camp and now the Prospects Challenge as well. Coming off a decent offensive season in the OHL. Buffalo's been really blessed with that in this tournament, to have depth players among the forwards coming off of good offensive seasons in their respective leagues. And I think it's shown, obviously, with the Sabres managing 11 goals in the first two games before trailing 2-1 here.
But remember, too, when you got so many offensively players in your lineup, it's very hard. There's one puck, so these guys have to learn to play together. Normally, on their junior teams, you know, there's one real stud, maybe two. 2-on-1 sense.
Oh, nice sliding block there by Silva, as he got down to help out his netminder.
Yeah, so they may have one or two guys on the line, you know, but they have to learn to play with each other here because they're all highly talented of wherever they came from, Europe or junior hockey. So that's a big transition for him as well, realizing, hey, I'm not going to do it all myself. I got to be able to use the other guys on the ice, and they're qualified to handle the puck as well.
Komarov gets it up the near wall to Isak Rosen. Rosen had Rusek coming down the middle, but Lucas couldn't quite hang on to that one. Rusek again gets it up top to Lindgren. Switching positions with Komarov, working the backhand and his edges simultaneously as Rusek has it now. Bumps it down low to Rosen. He's got Kulik in front. There's Rosen, unable to complete it, but Kulik in really good posture here to keep the forecheck alive. Been very noticeable in the bursts that he's made with the puck, but also his positioning. Remember, Kulik, a bit of a surprise addition to this tournament after originally being ruled out, came back with a bang in game 2 in his first appearance, producing a goal and 2 helpers. Kulik again, this time a nifty backhand pass to Kozak as Weisbach charges to the goal. Point shot. Whoa, there's a pad save Robillard on the Buteau offering. Weisbach again, trying to add to his team leading 4-point total so far in the tournament's 3 games. Back check by Weisbach. Does he'll make a line change? Ottawa up the ice. Oh, it's knocked down right there, just inside the line by F.J. Buteau. And dancing around the Ottawa defense is Declan McDonald. Centering pass doesn't quite get through as the Robillard stick bats it away. Jakob Robillard in the Ottawa goal today.
Yeah, Sabres able to get some shots in the net here. They got 7 shots so far, but it's just kind of one and done. You know, the traffic is not there as consistent as we've seen here in the first couple of games. Guys are kind of hanging back a little bit. They're getting the shot, but there's no, that second man is not driving through, making those openings or making it a little more difficult for the D and the goaltender so far here early in this first.
I don't know what your best guesstimate is on the crowd, but I think it's exceeding what you were thinking it might be based on tickets sold heading into the day. It's a really good turnout for a Monday afternoon.
It's extremely good. You know, it's a lot. There's the kids obviously aren't here, but there's a large number here, 400 or 500 coming in, and there's definitely more than that now.
There's another shot from just at the top of the circle by earlier in the game goal scorer Roby Jarventie. Buffalo now hoping Sproul can attack in the neutral zone and get something going, but there it bounces off a Ottawa player and up and out of play. You know, it's hard not to look at these two teams, recognizing that obviously a number of them will end up in the American Hockey League. And you think back to last season and the connection between these two teams. Rochester was life and death to make the playoffs and needed a ton of help. And they got it from the Belleville Senators on the last day when the Senators defeated the Marlies, only to then have to face Belleville in round one. And they defeated them in a 2-out-of-3 series with 2 overtime wins, both by 4-3 scores. What an exciting time that was. And you know, Seth Appert and company have that little rivalry with this organization. So
Adam Mayer talked about that this afternoon. He says, you know what, we beat these guys. They're going to have a little stiff. They got a little something to prove here coming into this game. So he even said coming in, he says, I expect it to be pretty physical and aggressive right off the hop here just because of the playoff series they just had.
Yeah, I'm not sure if we've seen it. We've definitely seen more attention to detail from Ottawa's side after the pounding they took yesterday against Montreal, and they've been fortunate on a couple of their scoring looks. But, you know, Razor, I think back to that series with the Amherst as we're in transitional, maybe an opportunity for Roseanne here as he gets in over the line. Can he break away from the defender? Shot stopped there by Robillard.
I think Roseanne had a chance to go to the front of the net. He stayed on that angle. Goaltender able to take that away. He could have cut across the front and made a play. Probably would have gave him a much better opportunity.
Had he been able to finish, it might have been a little reminiscent of what we saw from Kisakov with that, you know, being a left shot on the left side as he scored and kind of placed that one the other day. But, you know, that Ottawa or the Belleville-Rochester series was amazing. Belleville led 3-0 going into the third period of game one. Lucas Rusak scored. They would win the game in overtime. The next game, Rochester was up 3-1 in the third. They blow the lead only to win 4-3 in overtime. Just the dramatics that were involved in that series was kind of then a theme for Rochester under Seth Appert through their playoff run that ended against the hands of Montreal's farm club in Laval. Roseanne tips it in over the line. Kulik on the forecheck. Near side Buteau, we've definitely seen him get some touches here early on. Another one of the bigger Buffalo defenders who enjoyed his time at Dev Camp. Now shot, 5-hole opportunity for Kozak, and the putback is there. Buffalo has tied it at 2.
Now we talked about guys driving to the net. Rusak does it here, and he's going to be the guy that ends up putting this puck into the net. The save was made by the goaltender. It's laying there. Everybody just kind of, for the Ottawa Senators, drive by a little bit. And he's able to tap it in because he goes to the front of the net. Good entry into the zone. Cut into the middle. The quick shot. The save is made. 2 saves made. And you just see the Ottawa Senators standing there, but the Sabres had numbers in front of the net. Rusak's able to find it to tap it in.
And you had an active defenseman in Ethan Ritchie right there on the doorstep. This is,
I'm telling you,
boy, he has really good instincts. He was tied for 10th in the OHL in goals by defensemen last year. That's what helps continue that play there, right? I mean, if you don't have that
extra man coming in, because all of a sudden the defensive players are looking up and they're going, who do I take? And if you don't know who you take because there's numbers coming at you, you're kind of flat-footed because you're in that decision mode. And while you're trying to make the decision, figure out who to take, the puck is still moving. There's still things going on behind you, and that's where the Sabres attacked it. But guys going to the net, makes such a big difference.
Rusak coming off just an exceptional game in which the coach couldn't hold back. Yeah, I mean, Seth Appert just described it as an elite game for Lucas. And he's got things even up at 2 here in period number 1 with 5 minutes to go. With Rob Ray, I'm Brian Duff. Our terrific production crew. Jason Weiss overseeing everything and putting a cap on what has been a very successful 6-team Sabres Prospects Challenge this year. It has grown in size and total games played, of course, and Buffalo trying to make it a 3-0 finish here this afternoon against Ottawa. Sproul with a nice cross-ice pass. Sova flips it down low. McDonald now retreating back to a point position, but firing it wide was Atlee Calvert. We'll see if Sproul can. Took the hit before he could actually touch the puck, and he got sent down hard. Now Ottawa up and through the zone. Rollins. It's kind of a solo effort there as Ottawa again unable to sustain any offensive zone time. Their goals so far have come from long range atop the circle near the far boards and on a breakaway attempt. Other than that, it's been mostly Buffalo, as they have the edge in shots 11-5 in this 2-2 game, just under 4 minutes to go in period 1.
Yeah, because Ottawa in the zone, they're just not generating the opportunity. They're getting the puck in here and there, but Sabres doing a nice job pushing him to the outside, and when there is a shot to the net, it's being blocked, it's being deflected.
Now a good block there on the back check from Ottawa's standpoint by defender Max Gannett, as Olszewski tried to center. Now it's Komarov. Looks to the nearest available option, and that option was Seiderquist, but he flipped it up and out of play in the right wing corner.
The glass isn't quite as high in this arena as most, so you got to be careful with that. But nevertheless, it gives them an opportunity to get a quick change here, get the face-off coming back to center ice after being dumped in over the boards.
Kozak had 2 goals, Tyson at center right now for Buffalo, in the opening game win, including the game winner, which was shorthanded. He also had a couple of terrific blocked shots on a penalty kill situation in the last game as well. So number 48 in blue and gold has definitely made a name for himself again this week after a terrific WHL season. We'll see what his immediate future holds. If he does end up back in the WHL, he's expected to be captain in Portland.
And here's a guy that 7th round pick, 193rd overall. And that's what's great about these camps, because too many times I think in pro sports it's your top 2 or 3 picks. They get all the attention. They're the ones that are expected to step in and play. But in a lot of cases, these kids mature at different times, and they're drafted as a young age. So they may need that extra year or 2 to get themselves, and they're ready to be at the pro level. And here's a guy that's, even though he's a 7th round pick, he's making the most of what the opportunity he's getting. And I think that's the greatest thing about tournaments like this. In the past, those guys never would have had an opportunity to show their self. They might have come to a rookie camp and that may be it, but they're not getting a chance to play games in front of their other peers of other organizations. It's a little different when you're playing scrimmage against the same guys all the time and you're in your same organization. But with different organizations, it's a game. It's a real game.
And it is a real opportunity for Isak Rosen here as he circles around, finds the trailer in Rusek, who tries to go cross ice to Silva. Silva, left shot D, playing on the right side in this particular moment, out there with Ethan Ritchie, who's certainly been productive. Silva down low, looks for Rosen. But Ottawa about to get it up the ice with 2 minutes to go in the first. We've got a 2-2 game. Buffalo has goals from Lucas Rusek and Linus Weisbach so far. Silva backhands it in. Robillard out to play it to his defender. Weisbach at the top of the circle there, unable to keep it in. Now we've got Ottawa breaking in on the far wall. Boucher is taken out but continues to hound the puck, gets it back to the point. Shot is blocked on the way in, and very quickly to jump up the unmistakable strides of Mats Lindgren on the blue line. He's got a lot of the Jeff Skinner 10-2 going, and often you'll see that as he breaks in over the line. Philippe Daou softly feathers it into the corner to the right of Thomas Suhanek in goal for Buffalo today. Part of the Czech boys group has been very pronounced in its impact with Buffalo this week. Dancing at the line and then falling on his own is Chandler Romeo.
Now you're talking about guys like Skinner and that using the 10-2 as they're going up the ice. The thing is, when they're going on defensemen a lot of the times they're looking at the body, but they're also looking at the feet because they can read off where they're going to go in anticipation. When their feet are moving like that, it's extremely hard to judge what direction the guy's going to go that has the puck.
And of course, Lindgren really showcased his talent with the skating and stick handling with a shootout goal to remember back at Dev Camp in July. Well, there's a pad save down low. Can Suhanek cover it amidst the chaos? I think he has. And at the very least, he got a favorable whistle too. And that's a really strong, I'm sure, moment for him to try to close out this challenging first period.
Yeah, first period. He finally got a little help from his D in front as well, because they just weren't fishing for the puck. They were taking man. They were pushing him away. They all piled up a little bit on top of him, but that's okay, because when they're tying the man up, at least it's giving him an opportunity to get down and find that puck and try to get it covered up for himself. And if they're just standing there whacking the puck's very hard, but the first time here they really did a good push trying to box everybody out to open it up so he can get a hold of it.
I might want to give him the benefit of the doubt too. He's got new gear this week that he tweeted about, which is brand new for his Tri-City team this year. Yeah.
Always making excuses for the goalies, eh, Marty?
Well, I happened to come across it on Twitter last night. It is very sharp. I love the nickname on the pads. He's got Tommy Boy written there, which is great when the Europeans come over and immediately get bestowed an English nickname. And Suchanek is a very likable guy, and right now they've propped him up here by coming back on 2 occasions through the opening 20 minutes to have this one 2-2 through 1.
You're right. And that was a good big save at the end. He can go into the room here feeling a little better about himself, regroup and ramp, get back out here. But I think the Sabres once again a little bit of a slow start in this game. Got jumped on, but they didn't let it hamper them. It didn't set them back. They continued to push and they played the same game. They're not changing the way they play here as the period went on. And as they did, I think it's starting to wear down Ottawa a little bit because a lot of zone time for the Sabres.
What we see unofficially from a shot standpoint is Buffalo 11-7 with the edge right now in this 2-2 game. Razor, quickly before we make way. Hey, it's 2-2 through 20 minutes of play as we get set for the second period. Thanks again to Jason Carmanos for joining us here on Sabres.com and our social channels. Brian Duff alongside Rob Ray. Quick thought on anything you might have heard from Jason and or what you're looking for here in period number 2.
I went to the washroom.
I didn't want to, I wasn't sure.
I got to be honest with you.
You weren't gone for the entirety of the time, I'm sure. Now, I will say this. You have a tendency to just kind of pick up, little bits of information. So maybe you gathered it from other sources there during that first intermission.
No, I was the only one in the room.
Also, good to know probably at this point. It is the Senators and the Sabres. We are underway in period number 2, thankfully. And on the far side, it is up the wall from Laaksonen. It's tipped into the offensive zone, and on the attack is Seiderqvist. There's a little back check by Kozak as he goes flying, but they keep it alive as Olszewski trying to get the return pass there. Now Silva steps into one. Laaksonen. Far side. That's where Ottawa got one of their first period tallies from, but Kozak unable to one-time that one. As the Senators break out in 2-on-2 mode. Silva cuts off his man. Looks like it is offside. Delayed offside on the play.
Great job by Silva there, realizing the man wasn't getting the puck clean. He stood him up at the blue line. And the puck goes by him onto the offside situation. But if he had to just give him that extra second, he might have been able to gain control. Bang, they're on a rush. But
nice breakout now as Weissbach tries to dance around his man and cut to the goal. Stays on it and gets some support from Savoie. Matt Savoie looking for goals in back-to-back games. Lindgren keeps it in. And now it bounces back out to the neutral zone. Lindgren takes a bit of a knock. Silva's got it. He'll probably be looking for a change here as soon as he can get back to the right-hand side of the ice. Right now he's in behind Thomas Suchanek, who stopped 5 of 7 that he saw in period number 1. Weissbach over the line. One of the 2 tallies for Buffalo in the first period as he drifted that one, unable to connect with Matt Savoie. Now Savoie below the goal line centers, and that was Komarov busting in towards the front of the goal, but the centering feed flies up and over the glass.
That was a good read by Komarov coming in from the point. He realized there was 2 men down low. It left his lane wide open. And if you watch coming in from the point, he just kind of stutter step until he realized that opening was there, and then he broke to the net when he realized the Sabre in the corner had the puck for the quick pass out. And once again, just a deflection up and away, but could have led to a very good scoring chance.
To the left of Robillard is the draw won by Ottawa, an Ottawa team that doesn't have Gregg, Ostapchuk, Lodin, Pinto, or Sanderson in their lineup. Started this one with 11 forwards and 6 defensemen, and using a 3rd netminder in this tournament as they look for their first win. Buffalo 2-0, of course, after wins over the Canadiens and the Devils. Puck kept in at the line. Just off the upper part of the glass, in behind Suchanek now is Rosen. Isak Rosen springing a flying Yuri Kulik, who fires, uses that hard shot, but it's knocked down by a very square on the play Jakob Robillard in goal. Buffalo unable to get a rebound opportunity out of it. And we remain tied at 2 as Ottawa dumps it in. Good release by Kulik there, and no hesitation.
Yeah, and what he does too, he keeps his feet moving, Depper, and that's very hard for a goaltender to judge. As soon as they stop moving their feet, the goaltender knows he's taking the shot. But as soon as he keeps his feet going and he can still take the shot at the same time, very, very difficult.
Ritchie's got it now. Tried for the one-timer, did Buteau, but unable to do it. Rebound opportunity there. And Emmett Sproul unable to put it back. He, of course, had 30 in the OHL last year. Centering feed across to the right of Suhanek as Ottawa unable to connect on that one.
I can see why Sproul get 30 goals in the OHL because he's got a motor. This kid doesn't stop. He goes to the dirty areas. He's willing to take that hit to make the play.
Chipping it down low, Gannett in the corner. He continues to pinch down from his defense position. Good shot block there, although it blew up the stick of Declan McDonald. So Buffalo in a bit of a short man situation here as Declan unable to provide support in typical fashion with the stick, and wouldn't you know it, it comes to him. He makes a kick pass, and Ethan Ritchie's able to break it out of the zone, and McDonald again with a second play with his feet. Good job by Declan. You can only do what you can do, right?
That's right. It's a long change to try to get back to get a stick.
Something about his carpenter and his tools there, and he wasn't playing with the full box, but still managed to get the job done. Pretty scrambly play here and not a lot of shots, just one on goal through the first 4+ minutes of the second. We remain tied at 2. Ottawa, of course, played yesterday afternoon, took a physical and probably emotional pounding from Montreal in the 7-2 defeat. Buffalo's had the beneficiary of being the host team and having their games spread out Thursday, Saturday, and here Monday afternoon as the oncoming rush from Tyson Kozak. His shot goes up and over the goal.
Yeah, that one right off the left shoulder, the goaltender, the glove to the shoulder and
Lindgren,
over.
Near side, Silva stopped on the play. Weisbach watched that one go off his teammates in the Buffalo bench, and we'll have a neutral zone faceoff tied at 2.
Yeah, I think the Sabres could realize here, not trying to get so tight to the net. This looks like the goaltender just leaving the up top a little bit here. He's going down an awful lot. He's a big guy. He's tall. He's 6'3", 195 pounds. He's just going down, and he's leaving out thing up top, and everybody's starting to cut across the top of the circles here and starting to use the shot a little bit. And by doing that, you might be able to catch him, but you still got to make sure those guys are going to the net.
Far from Ottawa's biggest netminder in the tournament. Matt Sogard has that distinction at 6'7", but he was lit up early in the event. Robillard makes a save there off the Buffalo win on the faceoff. Savoie's line out there right now for the Sabres. That's Weisbach and Kisakov as Matt's wingers. Kisakov now has it slip away. He had an assist in period 1 on the Weisbach goal, and the puck pops into the spot usually occupied by Rob Ray.
Yeah, Komarov, nice job there. He stepped up. That's what I like about this young man. He's a little raw, and there's a lot of things that he needs to work on, but he reads the plays really well. He never gives up on the play as well. He uses his length very good. He doesn't mind throwing the body check along the wall. I think that he's a guy that's, he'll be a little bit of a project, but I think he can be turned in with the right direction to a pretty good stay-at-home defensive D.
2 projects on the same team, Quebec, Rempart, both 5th rounders. Previous year was Ilyami Mariala. This year, it's the defenseman that we've talked a lot about in Vsevolod Komarov, as that shot is stopped near side by Robillard.
Matt Savoie just throwing his quickness and speed with his hands. And not only the kid is fast with his feet, but he's got some quick hands, and he can make some moves, and he just kind of lay it out there, and he waits for you to kind of lunge at it, gives you the quick curl and drag, and then steps in. But the good thing is, too, he's willing to put the puck to the net forehand and backhand. He doesn't hesitate when he does that, and he's got an excellent backhand shot.
Kulik loses the draw. We'll see if Rosen can cut it off on the far wall. Now it's back in the neutral zone. Buteau. Ethan Ritchie. Centering pass is picked off as Ottawa comes in flying. That's Crookshank, who scored in the first. And briefly had Ottawa up 2-1 at that point in time. Here Ritchie tries to step into one, loses control, but it's aided on the play by Yuri Kulik and then kept in by Isak Rosen before Kulik loses the battle there with Tyler Boucher. Oh, only to have it turned over. Boucher just inside the line, as Buffalo had an opportunity to go the other way quickly, but now play is slowed down and back into the near corner. Kulik. Good positioning there, but couldn't pinch the playoff down at the half wall as Crookshank winds up from the top of the circle, and it goes blocker side wide on Suhanik. Ottawa kept at bay from a shots on goal standpoint. The better part of this game, which was almost 27 minutes old, the Senators have just 7 shots to speak of.
Give a little credit to the D coming back in the zone, just pushing everything outside too. They're attacking hard at the blue line, so they're not able to penetrate with any type of speed. They're forcing them to stop, curl up, take it to the middle of the ice.
Now it's Buteau finds McDonald. Short pass off the off wing. Atlee Calvert looked like it went head high at Robillard and bounces up and out of play.
Yeah, nice shot by Calvert, but it's right in the chest area just above the logo on the goaltender right there. Pops straight up in the air and out of play, but in that case right there, you get the puck, you're on your off wing. You might just want to hang on to it just for a split second. If the goaltender's attacking so far out, just take that puck a little more into the corner and wait for that second, third man coming up, and you might be able to make a play to him instead of just rushing the shot.
Calvert back in the lineup for the second time in this tournament. Was scratched on Saturday. That was his birthday present for turning 19 on Saturday. So back in today. So I'm hoping he got to enjoy the weekend, and we'll see if he can make a difference on the score sheet from that fourth line role, if you will, with Sproul and Declan McDonald. Ottawa with a great look there, wide open in front, but seemingly blasting it wide was Carson Latimer.
Yeah, Silva on a little bit of a wander there, trying to find his man. He went to 2 different guys standing in front of the net, but he went to the wrong man on the first pick.
McDonald keeps it in at the line. No, he didn't. They say delayed offside, and Sproul was about to play it. They blow it down anyway.
Yeah, I think the Sabres has got to be careful here to not get lulled into this scrambly, throwing the puck around. Get back to the game you played there in the second half of that first period. Attack, get the pressure on Ottawa down low, get your guys coming with speed. They have not been able to establish that here in the second period yet on the rush with control of the puck and get Ottawa backed off the way they were in the first.
Certainly not a lot of odd man rushes in this game. We saw a game opening goal in the first minute for the Senators on a breakaway opportunity for Roby Jarventie. Now it might be an odd man rush as Buffalo gets a chance to put it home. It's Tyson Kozak.
Now Kozak puts this puck in, but it's Siderquist that makes the play on this one. We talked about him in the opening. Big, strong guy, likes to drive to the net, and he used his frame in this one, the 6'3", 208, and he leaned into it. He took the puck to the net, and he got great body position on the defender for the Ottawa Senators as he was coming up with speed. It's a one-on-one. He just dropped the shoulder right there, and he slid the puck across to Kozak coming in, and he was able to tap it in.
Some terrific hand-eye coordination too by Siderquist in the neutral zone, and he's batted down the bouncing puck right before entering the zone and was able to do just enough with it before centering it, and Kozak is able to get his third of the tournament. So he's been impactful in every game. He was almost watching Siderquist sprung there, but Lindgren with a pass across fails to connect in the slot as Buffalo now possesses in the neutral zone. Komarov, little subtle play. Ooh, and then got a low hit from Boucher as he
he's hurting a little bit.
Grimaces there, and the left leg is being flexed after a, was it a leg on leg?
Yeah, it was a leg on leg. He tried stepping around, and Boucher comes through, and it just kind of caught him. Looked like above the knee. He's a little tender going to the bench, but it looks like he's okay. No attention being given to him on the bench other from Seth Appert over there, just letting him know it was a good job.
Tyson Kozak with the go-ahead goal. Buffalo, their first lead of the game here. It's 3-2. 11.5 to go here in period number 2. Siderquist has points in consecutive games. And Buffalo looks to gain control. Ethan Ritchie now skating through the neutral zone, had a fanned passing attempt there and then decided to dump one on goal, and it's frozen by Robillard. Silva, Laxinen, Lindgren, Komarov, Ethan Ritchie, F.J. Buteau, your group of 6 on the blue line. We've seen some different contributors throughout this tournament. Zach Berzola played game 1 at 3 penalties. Minor penalties, along with a major penalty and an assist, and then was dinged up.
Got in a fight.
Definitely got in a fight as the Canadiens stood up for their #1 overall pick in Juraj Slafkovsky on a hard-hitting play.
You know, I like that. It's a little more size back there. You know, it's not just the flashy guy. You know, you look at the Sabres roster right now. They got that.
Laxinen tees it up. It's tipped just into the corner, and then back down low Savoie. But we've got a man down in front. That was Kozak. Now he's regained his footing and continues to battle in front. Back, Silva, redirection into the offensive zone now by Matt Savoie. Kozak again. Back to Silva. Silva contemplated a shot around the defender, didn't see a good lane, then opted for the safe play. And now Buffalo again tries to win the down low battle, and Linus Weissbach does just that. Now gets it to Silva, and this one is blocked as Latimer has it go down off of him right to Buffalo netminder Suchanek. Nice pass to the middle for Kulich there from Silva, but he was thwarted just at the last second. Now Kulich with a look from behind the left side of the goal, and Mats Lindgren taken out by a bigger Ottawa defender, but the Senators unable to connect any dots offensively through the neutral zone. So many of their plays have died there this afternoon, which speaks again to Buffalo's quick attack in the neutral zone and limiting just 7 shots on goal. But an 8th may be coming. No, that's a good diving play by Komarov, but they're calling a penalty on the play, and Ottawa's shot at the side door just deflected up and over the goal.
Komarov played this perfect. He dove. He got connection with the puck. All you got to do is touch the puck first. Well, and he does that.
Yeah, yes and no. They have gone a little bit off.
It's a great play, and then the follow through with the kid. He just falls down. He's going to get nailed with a tripping here. I don't know. That's a questionable call, because you always say, hey, if you get the puck first, then it's going to be fine. And that's exactly what he was able to do there. Nevertheless, Ottawa's going on the power play here.
First penalty of the game.
First one, yeah.
So again, this Ottawa team doesn't have nearly the power play pedigree that they could have potentially iced in this Prospects Challenge. Some of it due to injury, and some of it just holding out their top guns like Jake Sanderson. Their rebound attempt fails to connect for Crookshank as he had a look. Now Buffalo were able to get some strong penalty killing earlier in their tournament, and this is where you get to test guys like Matt Savoie in these important roles. He's out there with Linus Weissbach right now. Laxinen and Lindgren, your defending pair, closest to the goal as Ottawa works the outside and now up high. Off-wing shot blocked there by Laxinen. He's had multiple PK blocks in this tournament, amidst wearing a letter and exhibiting some really good leadership, and this is 3rd year in North America. Offering there, and it's Suchanek's best save of the game. Blocker stop by Suchanek. Side door chance. Oh, Crookshank had the look, didn't go. Now it's between the legs of Suchanek and still in the blue paint. And it leaks out the other side, but a quick whistle saves the day.
He saved the day there, the referee. He was on the right side of the net. He lost vision of the puck, and he did a good job letting it go because it was free in there, and he was right on top of it, but it snuck out the far side. The Ottawa Senator player was right there ready to put it in the net, and the whistle goes. So a little break there for the Buffalo Sabres. This penalty kill here, they kind of left it wide open in the middle a little bit. They did not a good job of cutting off that lane too many times. Ottawa able to take the puck either from the point or off the wall, work their way into the middle of the ice for the point blank shot. Kozak comes up with a couple big saves in that one, and a great scramble saves in front of the net there.
Angus Crookshank had some looks. Roby Jarventie had some looks. That one's a knuckle puck off Jarventie, and it goes up and over the goal. Suchanek trying to get his gloves set there as he's just a little uncomfortable as it floated high and wide. Again, breaking in the new gear, Razor. Jarventie keeps it in along the wall, but a nice play by Kozak with a back pass and an easy exit from the zone here on the PK for Olszewski. Just a smart play by Kozak to take the shortest and most direct route out of the zone.
Nice Olszewski there with some good hard work, pressuring the puck down low, staying with his man all the way to the blue line and creating the turnover and able to dump it back in.
Kozak with a stick lift. Now some pressure along the far side as two Sabres try to poke it away from the skates of the Ottawa attacker and Boucher. And now in behind Suhanek with just 3 seconds to go on the penalty. Rousek circles back. Rousek, FJ Buteau up over the line. Silva thought about going far side, now rims it around and has the same desired effect, but it went just past Rousek and Buffalo retreats. 7:12 to go here in the second. Buffalo with their first lead of the game. They're up 3-2 on the Sens, and this the Prospects Challenge finale is Kulik. Little drive-by at the end. There are many who would have just jabbed a stick in there as Robillard was about to freeze the puck, but Kulik decided now was not the time or place.
Well, it's not, and that's something that doesn't happen quite as much anymore. It depends on who you are, stature in the league that you get allowed to get away with that, but the referee would probably try to clamp down to solve any problems. But I think for the most part on the killing of that penalty, gave up a couple good chances, but for the most part did a good job defensively, keeping to the outside. Second unit that came out to kill the penalties was very good, able to get the puck down the ice a couple times.
And now flying into the zone is Rousek, but he can't cut it to the net quite as cleanly as he would have hoped. Play is continued to be kept alive by Rosen. Now Kulik, and a poke by Robillard has the puck going back to the point, and Lindgren. Oh, he was going far side. Kulik intercepted the pass. I don't know if it had enough on it anyway to get to Isak Rosen. And Ottawa still with very few shots, even after that power play attempt. Only 10 total in the game. Buffalo out shooting the visitors 19-10. The Sabres with a 3-2 lead. Suhanek now melts it down. 6:17 to go.
Yeah, as you said, that's only 11th shot on net for over halfway through this hockey game, and if you're going to look at that, that's a positive.
Well, especially what we saw. I mean, Buffalo was outshot in the previous two games, dramatically so in the first one against Montreal.
Yeah, it's not as if Buffalo's generating, a tremendous amount. They only got 19, but I would look at it and say, hey, you're over halfway through this game. You've only given up 10 shots. That's pretty good. The guys are doing their job defensively. Seems pretty strong.
Good stick in the lane there from Kisakov right after that draw, which was a 50-50 puck. And Buffalo able to minimize any potential scoring threat off that faceoff. Now spinning back in his own zone is Buteau. Kisakov sees it roll all the way down the ice, and it's an icing against the Sabres.
Yeah, but the Ottawa Senator threw the puck back to his point. It wasn't even a Sabre player.
I thought it went off.
It was the Ottawa Senators curled up right at the hash marks, throwing it back to their D-man. It goes past the D-man and down the ice, and the linesman called it icing.
So Buteau is going to probably be guilty by association then on this play if you're correct. He was one of the. Yeah, you're right. There's no question about it.
Back, straight back and down the ice. So.
They're having a conference about it now, so hopefully one of the four officials did see it that way, and then we would suspect the center ice faceoff.
Somebody had to have seen it happen here. One of the
well, we just did, thankfully, on our
and the players on the ice noticed it as well. So I think you're going to see this faceoff come to center ice.
And it does. That's a good catch by you, and obviously kind of par for the course the way this event has gone for Ottawa so far. Hard to catch a break, and you have to earn your breaks too. And now Savoie's got an opportunity with Weisbach going to the goal, but the pass doesn't have enough zip on it, and the play slows down because of it. Great speed on the forecheck there by Kisakov, though. Hard not to notice him. Ottawa back in. They funnel one towards the goal, but it ends up behind. And now Buffalo in good supporting position again as Kisakov to get it up out of the zone.
Yeah, I think something that's very noticeable here, you just talk about speed. Sabres much faster here than the Ottawa Senators, and that's leading to plenty of opportunities and putting a ton of pressure on the Ottawa Senators because not quite as quick out there.
Well, and you definitely appreciate it when it's in, not necessarily offensive situations. You need that attack. You talked with Don so much.
Yeah.
Their whole game plan is getting pucks back as quickly as possible, and then hopefully get the offensive opportunities because of it. Silva was down low, couldn't quite, corral it, but you've got three Sabres very quickly back here trying to deny as the play again goes in behind the goal, behind Suhanek. Seiderquist gets a little help from the Ottawa back check now, and Kozak gets one to the goal and tipped there by Seiderquist, denied. Near side, Silva flings one to the goal. Rebound again, just eludes Buffalo's attacking player. This time, it was Olszewski there. And this will, in fact, be an icing, this time on the Senators.
Yeah, once again, the speed of the Buffalo Sabres here, putting the pressure on the outside, not only driving to the net, but when the pucks are free along the walls, they're the first man there, and it's really putting a lot of pressure on the Ottawa Senators right there. Guy just fires it down the ice because he knew he was under pressure. He made a bad pass over there, but Sabres are so quick to the pucks here that it's really putting Ottawa in a bad situation a few times.
Sproul, McDonald, and Calvert out there in Buffalo offensively right now. Lindgren and Komarov, your defenders. Declan McDonald, right pad save there by Robillard. Kept in at the line by Komarov. Softly sends one to the goal, almost redirected by Sproul on the play. Emmett Sproul's got it, near side Lindgren. Mats again, terrific edge work as he spins away from Vlad. And the centering play is denied for a moment by Robillard, and then he's able to corral the rebound.
Oh, Komarov stepped in, he received that pass, and he knew the goaltender was cut off, and he tried to roll the wrist to slide it back out to the top of the crease to the man coming in. And that's good awareness for the big D stepping in there on the offense to realize he had a man there. Just unfortunately that pass didn't make it through, but it was a nice heads-up play by the young man.
Boy, Lindgren is fun to watch, isn't he? Nice centering play there.
Yeah, he's one of those guys you could just get him honed into the little things and not try to do too much sometimes.
Well, he goes from Kamloops to Red Deer this year, and Brent Sutter, of course, oversees things there with the Rebels. And while saying that he was not one to make comparisons, decided to mention Shea Theodore in the same breath.
Really?
So we'll see just what kind of year ahead it is for Mats Lindgren. But comparisons are nice when you get lumped into company like that. To be sure, Lindgren leaves it for Kulik, who teed one up, only to have it deflect into the corner. Good forecheck by Roseanne. Now he's got Rusek to support. As once again, you just see that play by Komarov, right? And it just leads to these.
If you're not confident, you're not stepping down on
Yeah, exactly.
So if you're confident, you're going to step down. And right there, he steps down 6 feet, makes the play on the player. It's thrown away. Sabres able to regain puck and come back up the ice. So just little things like that.
It turns into a lot of nothing plays for Ottawa in the neutral zone for sure. Buffalo again with 3 players back. As Ottawa tries to work in from the left wing, but it's quickly snuffed out. And in transition, here's Ethan Ritchie. Savoie was getting a handle on the stick, adjusted. Oh, that's a tough hit along the near wall. But Rusek is quick to get up. Boy, that head was down below the blue level of the dasher board.
Quick to get off the ice here, too.
Yeah. He seems to be in a good place. Didn't slam the door. Didn't seem overly offended by what just transpired in front of us. And here on our live stream on Sabres.com, Boucher holds and now has a shot up top, working to the goal. The Senators, and no shots yet. Roger there. Big tandem for Ottawa right now, and a pair of 6'5" defenders in Romeo and Roger, but not much resulting in the way of offense yet. Now they get a look towards the goal. Pass down low. Oh, what a save! 2 saves for Thomas Suchanek. The first was a right pad, but then the puck bounced straight back out in front of Suchanek, and then he was able to somehow, either with the stick or the left pad, seemingly close the door on that rebound attempt.
Now that's great awareness by the young man. If you watch too, he had his pads flat down. There was nowhere for him to go. He's out on top of the crease. So it takes a lot of the angle away. And the traffic in front, look at his head was up the whole time. He was up, he was on his knees, head come across, he shuffled a little bit and was able to adjust himself. And then the cavalry comes in and tries to help clear it out. A lot of the times they're pushing it in on top of him, but by that time he had already made the save and had that puck covered up.
Aside from one blocker save, which he made on the power play, probably Suchanek's best sequence so far. Buffalo leading 3-2, minute 44 to go here in the second period. Go-ahead goal this period for the Sabres by Tyson Kozak. Up the middle is Kozak again. Oh, nice little play as he cuts towards the goal. A winger in Siderqvist, unable, but now getting another look. And it's stopped. It's in the blue paint, and now Robillard able to jump on it.
Oh, great job by Siderqvist there, picking that puck up below the goal line and working his way out. to the front of the net and just hanging on to it long enough for things to open up. He tried going up top on the goaltender. A nice save was made there, but it created a great opportunity for Soderquist just because the patience, his heads up, and the traffic that was in front of the net. And eventually when that lane opened up, bang, he tried to take the shot. And it was effective, but a great save by the goaltender.
That line remains out there. It's Olszewski in taking the draw. And it's one back to the point. Little sidestep maneuver for Laxton, who can't play it fully, but gets really good support there again from Soderquist, and they work it down low. Olszewski on the forecheck. Cohen got in 3 games with the Amherst at the end of last season after a collegiate career, which unfortunately for Cohen, he was 4 years at Denver. The year before he started and the year after he ended, Denver won the national title. There's a point shot, and it's up behind the goaltender Suhanik, but it was wide and in the corner. Now Buffalo's going to get a penalty as Laxonen clearly agitated his man in Boucher, and the Senators might negate. Oh, no, they don't. They score on the delayed infraction. That's Crookshank from long range, and we're 3-3.
Yeah, that's Crookshank's second here of the game, and there's a delayed call being made against the Buffalo Sabres, and the Ottawa Senators just getting puck control. And right in that case, he had 4 guys drop down towards the net. Only 1 man hide. That's allowed the Ottawa Senators to gain control of the puck. And once again, as Crookshank comes across the top, you see everybody just kind of stacked up in front of the net. Nobody kind of wide. They're just clogging that middle up. And I think when that shot came through, there was a tremendous amount of traffic in front of the net. Krushanek not able to see this one coming through, and he finds just, I think it hits the bar and in.
Angus Crookshank with his 3rd goal in the last 5 periods. And Ottawa's able to get it back square at 3 here with 30 seconds to go in the second. They definitely seemed disorganized after Laxonen was getting the penalty. He was tied up clearly with another Ottawa player after the initial infraction, and it just left way too much open space for Crookshank to deliver. One last look for Ottawa before time expires. Pass across the goal mouth. And with less than 10 to go, Buffalo is able to get it off the boards thanks to Emmett Sproul, who was hit from behind after centering that puck down the ice. We'll see if Donovan is going to go off here.
Yeah, there's a penalty being called here on the hit. The late hit on Sproul from behind. And I think it's 83 you're seeing that's going to make his way to the box on that one. But
Donovan's got a firm grasp on.
Yeah, in that case, that last goal, Duffer, it was just a matter of guys just kind of panicking and running around a little bit, and they all came to the middle of the ice instead of saying spread out. You watch the whole gut of the ice from the goaltender all the way out through. Everybody was stacked up in that middle lane and trying to give Ottawa the outside, and they took it because there was plenty of working space there for them. You need to settle down a little bit here. Now you're going to have a power play going into this 3rd period. Give yourself a chance to hopefully take the lead again.
Buffalo hasn't even had a power play opportunity. The Senators did have one within the frame, which was unsuccessful, although they benefited, Buffalo did, from a quick whistle around the goal at one point, and then Ottawa did score on a delayed advantage, and we stand here at 3 after 40 minutes of play.
And on that hit there, they're doing an awful lot of talking that it could be a little more than the 2-minute penalty here, so it'll be interesting to see what the Sabres will have to work with when they come out.
When you look at 40 minutes where it's 3-3 and it's 25-14 in favor of Buffalo for shots on. 3rd period upcoming. It's 3-3. Sabres and Senators. Buffalo will start on the power play. Brian Duff alongside Rob Ray. Razor, it appears to be just a 2-minute advantage for Buffalo, as there was a skirmish at the end of the period, and Rollins, of course, found Emmett Sproul in a vulnerable spot and delivered a hit that should not have happened, and thus Ottawa will be on the penalty kill for the first time in this game.
Well, Duffer, I did talk to the coaches here between this period, and you put me on the spot last time when I was busy. And their biggest thing
now, was it in an open space?
Yeah, it was in an open space, yeah. Their biggest thing is they're impressed, with the speed of this group, how they keep coming, and the speed of the pace and the play. And the second thing is the composure. They said there's been a lot of situations here where guys have shown very good composure, made plays, stood up defensively, do all the little things that composure would come a part of. And that's the 2 things they've taken out of these first 2 periods.
All right, we'll see how they attack on the power play to start period number 3. All tied at 3, and Matt Savoie flying in over the line. It is now back to Siderquist. Actually has it down low to Savoie. Seiderquist has got Laxinen up top. And on the far side, Weisbach. Laxinen fires, and it's a left pad save by Robillard. Rebound immediately goes out to Savoie on the half wall. He goes cross ice to Weisbach. Kisakov fires one high and wide. Savoie. Seiderquist. Weisbach in front. Kisakov far side. Spins it back. Bounced off a man and now cleared down the ice by Ottawa.
Yeah, I think too many hope plays there. Just kind of throwing the puck at the net and not having that direct pass. You got the power play. You slow the pace of this down. You're not used to everybody. So make that direct pass and have a plan. I think a couple times just throwing the puck at the net there and a hope play that did not work out.
Kozak, who has 3 goals in the tournament, is out there now, but unable to keep it in down low. Back to Suhanik. I will say a very overlooked and perhaps unnecessary talking point, but I'll say it anyway. It's nice to have the prospects challenge without the trapezoid. I like when goaltenders can go anywhere. And Buffalo flying into the zone on the power play and crashing into the boards after that shot attempt that was stopped by Robillard is Isaac Rosen as he lifts himself up off the ice.
Yeah, he came down with a tremendous amount of speed, and he lost balance right in front of the net. He slid off into the corner, but he's getting up, and he seems to be okay. He's not going off the ice here. Maybe just shook up a little bit, but nice job just taking this puck wide, stepping by 2 guys, getting one-on-one with the goaltender, and goes to the backhand.
Rosen staying out there as the power play had less than 40 seconds to go. Tipped by Kozak up and over. Kulik's got it. Kulik to Lindgren. Back to Kulik. Kulik lost that 1-on-2 confrontation, and Ottawa sends it down once again. Suhanik for Komarov now as Buffalo gets set to be in a 5-on-5 situation with just 10 seconds to go on the power play. See if they generate anything off the rush by Silva. Stick lift there below the goal line by Sproul. Kept in by Calvert. Long cross ice pass to Silva. Spins around. Finds himself down low. Pushed from behind on Declan McDonald. He gets back up and the play is kept alive there by Calvert. Now an opportunity for Komarov to keep it in. Does. He's on the backhand. Works his way into the corner. Now behind the goal, where it's turned over and up the ice come Ottawa. Oh, good stick lift there at the last second by Sproul, and it springs a potential 3-on-2 for Buffalo, but it falls apart right at the line. Tapped into the zone by Rollins after he's out of the box. Good physical play by Buteau, but Ottawa with a chance to wrap it around. They hang on to it instead. Their possession dies just inside the blue line after the fanned attempt on the far side by the Ottawa defense. Buteau intercepts a pass, steps into one. Oh, and it trickles off the glove of Robillard and just goes wide. F.J. Buteau had that chance from distance. Now it's spun up the ice again. Trying to get to the middle of the ice would be Olszewski. But Seiderquist couldn't quite get a clean handle on the pass attempt as he and Kozak and others make a change. Stepping up in the neutral zone is Ritchie. Leaves it there for Kisakov. Great pass across. They score! At Savoie, and Buffalo leads 4-3.
Yeah, Kisakov here, he does a nice job. And Savoie's going to be the guy that ends up getting this goal. And just good pressure here by the Buffalo Sabres. One man coming in. This puck comes up. Nice step up there by Ritchie. He keeps his puck alive. And he hits Kisakov. Kisakov, one little move, pulls to his offhand, slides it across Savoie for the one-timer.
It's 2 goals in the tournament for Savoie now in back-to-back games. Of course, his original one found himself on the right side of the blue paint in front of the goaltender, and here coming down on the off wing and taking a tremendous feed from Kisakov, who's had a strong game. Savoie again funnels one to the net, and it's just gloved down by Robillard. Buffalo back in the lead here with 16:08 to go in period number 3. Matt Savoie with his second of the tournament.
Matt Savoie, very shifty, fast guy that's going to be able to get this puck. And for guys like him, as long as you get it towards him and you get it into an area where he's going to be able to get a stick on, he's going to get it at the net. And he's a gifted guy that way. And so in that case right here, you come across Kozak, all he's got to do is get it in the area of him. And that's exactly what he did, and just one-timer catching him off and just no problem putting that in the back of the net.
Multi-point game for Kozak, as he has 2 assists to go along with a goal in the tournament earlier. And now Kozak finds himself slow to get up, just now leaving the Ottawa zone and getting to the bench.
Scored by number 93,
Matt Savoie with Buffalo in the lead as the Senators look to answer. Ethan Ritchie with the secondary assist on that last Buffalo tally. 15:30 to go here in the third period. Brian Duff alongside Rob Ray. Puck bounces off a Sabres skate, and Silva goes wide of Suhanik. As the Buffalo goalie, Czechia native, looks for his second win of the tournament. In alone, that is a pad save there with the right pad by Suhanik. Sabres want to minimize some of those good looks for Ottawa, and have done a pretty good job here throughout the course of the game. Obviously, Ottawa with only 15 shots on goal so far. Good job on the far side there by Lindgren to poke the puck away. Then he gets kind of on the wrong side of a size mismatch before Buffalo is able to spring it free on the near side. And Kozak over the line. He's got Rosen. He's got Kulik as well. There's a loose puck. It trickles wide. And the rebound is stuffed out by Robillard. As Isak Rosen, who had just taken a tough hit on the last sequence, a fall, if you will, into the boards, had an opportunity for a putback there. 14.5 to go in period number 3. Buffalo up by 1. And that is another one where the head is down low against the boards. Kozak was pushed in from behind, and it's another Buffalo power play.
And a little bit of frustration here for the Ottawa Senators, I think. It's going to be another penalty. The Sabres are going to have a chance here on the power play.
Max Gannett to the box.
Gannett is the guy that's going to be charged with this one. And I think here in this third period, the Sabres have come out. They've been more direct. They're taking the puck to the net. They're working in the offensive, but their feet are moving as well. And I think that's really giving a lot of troubles here to the Ottawa Senators, catching them flat-footed. We talked about, even the coaching staff between second and third saying, hey, the speed level of the Sabres compared to the Ottawa Senators is a big difference. And I think they realize that, and they're trying to take advantage of it, and they have.
See if they get the killer instinct on the power play here to get to a 2-goal advantage for the first time in the game. Swing and a miss by Robillard. He's tried to bat the puck out of the way there, but now it's Lindgren. Tees it up, tipped in front by Kozak, and it's into the corner. Lindgren again keeps it in. Rosen turning, possessing, back to Lindgren, back to Rosen, and a screen in front. Kozak doing an excellent job there. Had a redirect earlier in the tournament. Now Lindgren tees it up again. It's deflected up high, and Buffalo maintains possession. Lindgren. Back and forth they go. Rosen. Far side once again. Kozak to Lindgren. Back to Kozak. Kozak remains the net front presence. He's got it now. Stick lost by Ottawa briefly. Retrieved now by the defender, and back to the high point position at the line. Walking it is Lindgren. To Kozak. To Rosen. To Lindgren as the power play continues for Buffalo. Their second of the game. They lead by 1. 13:10 to go in period 3. Isak Rosen for Yuri Kulik. Kozak now. Ottawa defenders have to be tired. They've been in a defensive posture for over a minute. Lindgren. Soft offering. Unable to tip it on the play was Kozak, and Robillard gets the whistle with 23 seconds remaining in the power play.
Good possession, good puck movement, but I think bad decision on the shot. And especially when he steps in, he's in a good area there. He steps in, but it's a high shot. You got to keep that puck low because you've got 2 guys going to the front of the net. You've got Ottawa Senators running around here. They were dead tired. Create that battle in front. It gives you a better chance. If you can't score on the initial try, at least it gives you a chance. But you put it high like that, the goaltender's able to glove it, and it's over with.
Oskari Laaksonen as the power play is into the final 20 seconds. Laaksonen near side. Savoie tried to center one. It goes off an Ottawa skate and just kept in at the line by Laaksonen. Now they might have numbers down low. Savoie centers. Pass across. Oh, what a save by Robillard on Seiderquist. Laaksonen as the Ottawa penalty is about to expire. One more look from the outside. It's up and over the glass. Wow, what a save.
Yeah, that's a great one. Siderquist in the right spot over the far left post. And goaltender comes across, and he did the right thing. He got it, got good control of it, tried getting that puck upstairs, but the big blocker comes across. And it's going to take it right away from him. And it was a great opportunity, but give the power play credit. This time they settled down, they moved the puck, and they're a little more selective on shot placement and didn't kind of rush things and just throw the puck away. They held on to it, tried to break down the Ottawa Senators. That's the whole thing. You want to wear them down, the penalty killers. And the more puck movement you have, the more they're going to get wore down. When you realize they're wore down, that's when you attack.
Icing by Ottawa, 12:13 to go in the third. Buffalo leads 4-3. They have a 34-14 edge in shots. What you do love about that power play sequence there where Siderquist had it is how many touches in a short period of time. And we see it every day in practice, the small area stuff. And I couldn't not comment to you earlier about just the pace that they were practicing at yesterday. That was a really good example of just what we've been seeing more and more of this week. It comes from increased skill set, obviously, across the board, which Jason Carmanos talked about in the first intermission.
And it's patience, too, you know, because the whole idea, I just said, gets done saying, you're waiting for the penalty killers to break down in some case. So the more puck movement you have, the more chance they're going to break down.
Another penalty, Ottawa here. Sorry, Razor, as Kozak again is involved and on the receiving end of it. And in disbelief, the Senators head to a PK situation for a third time in the game as Roby Jarventie, ill-advised to say the least.
Yeah, cross-check over in front of the bench, way away from the play, not even a part of it. He just gives a cross-check. You know, when you're in a situation, you're down a goal here in this third period, you just gave up a goal, just got through the power play, and bang, you're going to go back at it. The guys that are just kind of being taxed here a little bit, the guys that are the penalty killers here for the Ottawa Senators, and that's not the situation you want to be in here. And we saw third period trying to find a goal.
We saw Savoie creating at the end of the last power play opportunity. His line is out there as first unit, if you will, here this go around. He's out there with Weisbach and Siderquist, along with Laaksonen. And on the far side is Kozak, who's about to get it now. Kozak, near side, Savoie cuts to the middle, shoots off the mark. It's in. Bar down for Savoie. And the Sabres lead by 2.
Yeah, great shot by Matt Savoie. Coming in off the top of the circle after receiving it from Laaksonen at the top there. This goes far side, bar and in. But the big thing there, too, you're going to see there's a couple guys in front of the net. And that's going to create havoc on the goaltender. But once again, good patience here, not rushing anything. Couple quick passes. You get the Ottawa Senators moving around a bit. There's the shot. You got Siderquist wrists off to the side of the net. The goaltender is worrying about him, thinking it's going to be a shot pass for the redirection, and he decides to go high with it.
Great showing by Savoie here with both Buffalo goals in the third. Sabres started the period on the man advantage, and it's just been a real challenge for the Senators to remain disciplined and, quite frankly, muster up the energy here in the third to play an effective closing frame. It's been a tough tournament for them. They've been dogged by injuries and clearly entered today shorthanded from a manpower standpoint. I don't know if it's catching up to them or if it's just kind of been the way it's been for the entirety of the tournament. But now they've had a tough third and trail by 2.
Well, they have, and the Sabres realize that, and they understand it. So that's why they're putting the extra pressure on right now. They give the Sabres an awful lot of credit, staying out of the box, not playing that shorthanded game, being the guys that have the more discipline, because a lot of these shots that the Ottawa Senators are taking on them, there could be a little retaliation with them, and you maybe even it up, or you're going to take the penalty yourself. They're just taking it. They're sucking it up. And they'd rather have the power play than square something up at this point. So that's the team. That's thinking of the team first instead of your individual.
Declan McDonald sticked away by Robillard. His speed stays on the puck. Now he funnels another one to the net, and it's steered into the corner. Line of Sproul, Calvert, and McDonald with some ozone time, but now finally with some speed through the neutral zone as the Senators, Jarventie, trying to get himself in a position to shoot. He's got it back. Now he shoots. It's blocked on the play by McDonald as he makes a change. Buffalo sending it into the corner. Olszewski is on the forecheck. Out there with Kozak and Siderquist. Siderquist kills the play, allows the turnover. Silva springs it up, And Buffalo tries to enter the line, but they were offside on the play. And now they'll try again. Got to retrieve the puck if they can. Philippe Daou in possession. Spinning through the neutral zone. Soft dump in, easily corralled by Silva. And Buffalo's got it back. Boy, we've said that a lot, Razor. They're just the plays are ending very, very quickly for Ottawa and from Buffalo's standpoint in the neutral zone, making life a lot easier for the Silvas of the world to just set up and have good outlet passes.
Well, to do that, the D have to have confidence in the forward coming back too, because they're standing up at the blue line. If there's not that third guy coming back, he's not able to do that. But they're doing an excellent job. We talked about the speed. A lot of the speed you are noticing that really stands out is on the back check. Yeah, everybody goes fast on the offense, but not everybody will come back hard on the back check. And I think that's been evident here today, that the guys are coming back, they're making a commitment to it. So it's really helped out defensively.
See it again right there, as Ottawa thought they might have an opportunity to cut through the middle. They don't. Buffalo leads by 2 with under 9 to go here in the third period at the Prospects Challenge. Sabres 2-0 so far and leading 5-3 right now on the strength of 2 Matt Savoie goals here in the third as Ottawa ices the puck. So if you were just joining us and trying to get up to speed on who has contributed for Buffalo offensively in this game in a tournament where they've had so much in the way of balance offensively, it's been a nice showing once again for Lucas Kozak, who's on the board, Tyson Kozak, Linus Weisbach, and a pair for Matt Savoie. Multi-assist game so far from Kisakov. They're off the draw. Hat-trick opportunity for Savoie is just denied by Robillard.
Smart play right off the draw. He tried to win this draw by sliding it back through the Ottawa Senators feet, and he does it. And he steps around him. He's one-on-one with the goaltender. He goes to the backhand, and the goaltender really wasn't sure. I think it looks like Savoie tried to slide it 5-hole as he was down on the ice and opened up a little bit. He got those pads pinched together, but he's down there fixing him right now. But good heads-up play by Savoie, just catching him, knowing the centerman for the offensive or the Ottawa Senators is going to want to go forward. He's wanting a jump. Kid was jumping, he steps it through him and just steps around him and makes a great play on the net.
You love the battle because he was tied up there for about a second and a half where the stick was jammed, but then he wins it physically and creates something great out of it. There, Savoie is right on the doorstep, still looking for that third of the period in what would be a natural trick. We'll see if he can get it with 8:20 to go here in period number 3. Ottawa tips it in to the left of Suhanik, whose day started with a breakaway goal against in the opening minute. But Buffalo has been so strong defensively since that point in time. And they lead by 2 with 8 to go. Now on the near side, it's Savoie. He'll make a change after some really good looks there on that shift. Back in strong position is Komarov. Forces the Ottawa forechecker Jarventie to the outside. Now it's picked up by Sproul. Watch the wheels here from the Peterborough Pete as he dances through the zone. He's got McDonald with him. Shot is blocked. McDonald now. Good switch off there by the Buffalo forecheckers, leaving them in great defensive posture. We see it again as it's picked off by Sproul.
I think that the Ottawa Senators here in their transition game, we're talking about a fast game, their transition is so slow from the time they get the puck till they boom, they're going up the ice or try to make the play going up the ice to go on the offense. It's buying so much time for the Sabres to get back and be in the right position and making them look good, but it's just extremely slow here for the Ottawa Senators.
Once again, Laxton able to knock it down, flatten it out, and make a pass on the near side here to McDonald. One thing, you Razor, at the start of the broadcast today talked about just the number of different faces and voices on the Buffalo organizational coaching staff that have been behind the bench throughout the tournament and again in some different roles today. They have not shortchanged anyone as far as time on ice in this tournament. And there's a doorstep play by Buffalo as Kozak was involved once again. And the Sabres have a 6-3 lead.
Once again, just good battle in front, having numbers to the front of the net. Kozak's going to be the guy that is going to put this puck in the net, but it's just basic, simple things. You know, when you're in a group like this, you don't want to be too crazy on plays, on set plays and all this. Just play, keep it simple, and that's exactly what they're doing here. And when they've done it, they've been successful. You see Kozak in the front of the net, two guys there. The puck's standing there. Ottawa Senators not playing the body on or tying up the man. Kozak's able to find it and slip it in underneath the goaltender for the other goal.
Second multi-goal game of the tournament for Tyson Kozak. What a week it's been. What a calendar year it's been for him as far as development is concerned. But what I was going to say, Razor, was, you know, we've seen variations of Buffalo's third and fourth lines. This coaching staff has shown such consistent belief in putting these guys out there. Well, and look, I mean, you could understand wanting to be, I don't know, a little partial to the guys that you've drafted, but they've given so many tryout guys great opportunities this week.
Well, I think it's important because you don't know what you got for these tryout guys, like the undrafted kids coming in. You don't know what you got. You got a good idea of your Savoies and all these kind of guys are your top picks. You know, you've got them slotted in there. But you know what? You never know when you're going to find somebody in a situation like this that may fit in perfectly with your group. He may be something you didn't think he was. All of a sudden, he's going to come out and show you. So, and you're in games right now that there's no need not to play guys. It's not a win-win. It's not a win at all costs. It's to play the game, get guys in different situations, let them all play in power play, penalty kill, whatever it may be, and give them plenty of opportunity. You don't want to walk away from something like this and go, man, this kid might have been something. We should have gave him a little bit of more of a chance. They're going to be able to walk away from this and have all their decisions made and no questions on anybody because they've all had a great opportunity to play in every situation and as much as they possibly can.
2 for Matt Savoie, 2 for Tyson Kozak, 1 for Lucas Rusek, and 1 for Linus Weisbach, all part of Buffalo's 6-3 lead with just under 6 minutes to go here in period 3. Brian Duff, Rob Ray, our terrific production crew with you here from LECOM Harborcenter as we wind down in period 3 of game 3. So F.J. Buteau gets a second assist of this tournament as well as Roseanne tries to flag one down in the neutral zone. Crookshank back for Ottawa across the line. Crookshank, nice block pass attempt there by Komarov as he got the stick down flat. Now shot from outside. It's Donovan stopped by Suhanik. And now the toe drag for Ottawa leads to an infraction. Inadvertent high stick goes up on Komarov. When they upended the Ottawa player going to the goal as he fell, it would appear that the stick came up and caught Komarov, but that'll of course not be a Senators penalty to negate here. Mats Lindgren goes off for 2.
Yeah, he's going to the box here. You got Komarov out there picking up his stuff. And Lindgren's going for 2 minutes for tripping here. Komarov came up with an inverted high stick, caught him in the face. And that one was not being called, but you know, little things like that. It's
I mean, that's just you're trying to close off a scoring chance. Yeah. Sometimes that's going to happen, right? By the way, Kozak up to 3 assists now in the game, 4 points in the tournament. Kozak leads Buffalo in the tournament with 4 goals, including 2 today. Matt Savoie, of course, has 3 in the last 2 games, including 2 in this period. Buffalo leads by 3, just under 5 to go here in period 3. Crookshank near side, back to the point. They pass across the top of the umbrella. Good save there by Suhanik. The confidence definitely comes when you realize how well the guys have played in front of you, and I think Suhanik has benefited that as the day has gone on.
Yeah, because he did battle at the beginning, not only giving up the first shot in a goal, the next couple shots on net, he kind of bobbled and wasn't too sure of either, but eventually he just settled in at the big save at the end of the first period, I think it was.
Yeah, that's right, and there's another nice left pad save by Suhanik as Buffalo gets in a little bit of a scramble mode on the PK, kept in by Ottawa, but now Laxonen's got it. He looks for a shorthanded break, and Weisbach, and now Linus just redirects it into the corner as they make the change.
Yeah, you just see Ottawa just trying to force things here a little too much. The Sabres just holding position. Extra pressure and holding position, and it's just really giving fits here for the Ottawa Senators.
Good pressure up ice by Kozak, forcing an Ottawa regroup. Jarventie easily closed off there by Buteau. Buffalo, though, had a little more trouble getting it out of the zone after slowing the play down. Now it's kept in by Gannett. He settles it. Again, long-range shot. It went through the block attempt of Ritchie, but Suchanek was able to see it and close it down.
Yeah, you read that very well. He got over there in time. He got his pads stacked, and they were able to be tight together. And when that shot comes about 6 inches off the ground, that's a very hard one to try to keep control of right there, and he does a nice job just absorbing it. No rebound laying there. D did a nice job quickly just boxing out everybody, and just in case it was a rebound. So fundamentally, I think always been a little slow start here in the first 3 games, but it just seems as the game builds, they get a little better and better, and they'll pay a little closer attention to detail.
No, you're not wrong. They trailed in all 3 games in this tournament so far, including very quickly 2-0 against Montreal. But they responded with the even up tallies, and then Tyson Kozak kind of took over the game after that in the opener as Buffalo won it 4-3. Kozak's had 2 today. Savoie's had a couple. That shot goes wide as Ottawa has less than 20 seconds with which to work on the power play. Could be an opportunity here for Kozak for his 3rd, but he leaves it ahead on the play. Olszewski is stopped by Robillard. Unselfish play by Kozak. Saw a guy in the middle of the ice. Olszewski unable to finish it, though, as we are back to 5-on-5 with exactly 3 minutes to go in the 3rd. Buffalo leads by 3. Jiri Kulich to Mats Lindgren. Lucas Rusek to Lindgren. Back to the middle of the ice. And Buteau now to Rusek, who's taken a couple of hard hits, but also found the score sheet once again today. 2.5 to go in the 3rd. Buffalo leads by 3. Nice move by Jiri Kulich there as he hops in over the line. Robillard unable to squeeze it, but knocked it down with the glove hand. And F.J. Buteau on his off wing from the point position works his way down, loses the handle, gets back. Strong defensive posture on the back check by Buteau. And Buffalo again has possession of the puck, spinning away is Ritchie to the middle of the ice. Rusek, and he'll go back behind the goal. Buteau, 2 minutes to go in the game. Sabres lead 6-3 here at LECOM Harborcenter. Sproles line out here, and presumably the 2nd or 3rd to last shift of the game. And they've been really effective. Sproul with Atlee Calvert, Declan McDonald. They're in over the line right now, battling once again. All part of a zone time game that has allowed Buffalo to have a 41-19 edge in shots. Here comes the 20th offering potentially from Ottawa, but it misses the target and is up and out of play. Active sticks, strong defensive posture. Yeah. Even when there's that moment, you think Buffalo's are giving up a good look. They've been able to negate.
They've recovered really quick when there has been a situation. There's busy sticks, we like to call it, and they've been in the right spot. You're talking right here. We're talking about guys playing all the time. You got a minute 16 left. He's got his 3rd line or 4th line out here on the ice. But these guys, they're buzzing and they're going, and they're the ones that are going to be able to get it in deep and work it down low. And Seth Appert, give him credit here. He's going to give these kids an awful lot of confidence, because he could easily go with something else out here, but no, these guys have proved that they can play, and they've done a good job this whole day.
Final 60 seconds of the Sabres Prospects Challenge 2022, and this version of the blue and gold has proven to be perfect throughout. 6-3 they lead with 52 seconds to go.
You see right here, they go from the 4th line to the 3rd line. I know they're not numbered that way, but working your way back up the charts here, giving these guys an opportunity to be on the ice. You got Kozak, got a couple here. Soderquist has had another strong day out there.
Really
too.
Has. He's just, I think he'll be an absolute treat for Seth Appert and Michael Pekka and Michael Weber to work with in Rochester this year.
I think this kid, he gets it. He knows the game, and he plays the game hard.
Well, he was a guy you wanted to talk about right off the hop today, and one who addressed the media yesterday and has delivered once again. Soderquist and company, less than 30 to go here as Buffalo leads at 6-3. We'll see if Kozak has any real desire to push for the hat trick. Seems unlikely now as Ottawa dumps it through the neutral zone. Laxonen's back to get it. and he'll just kill the clock the rest of the way. As he gets in behind his goal line, people will presumably rise to their feet here at LECOM Harborcenter, acknowledging a very strong Buffalo Sabres tournament and a terrific crowd on hand for a Monday afternoon to cap a perfect week. Buffalo goes 3-0 with a 6-3 win against Ottawa today.
Yeah, and they did it the right way, Duffer. They did it. They were down. They've been up. They've had to battle through a few things here, and I think by them just all sticking together, coaching staff doing a great job keeping them all focused. But here today, discipline was very big for this group, and I think paying attention to details as we got going. Another little bit of a slow start, but getting back to those details of the game really got them back on track, and the speed and the pressure they were able to put on Ottawa, I think, caused a ton of problems for them. And the willingness to block shots here once again. You've seen it numerous times. I don't know how many block shots would be in the game, but the willingness to do that in a situation like this, that sends a good message. It was a team game.
The first game of this tournament almost ended with an Isak Rosen blocked shot, which seemed a little uncharacteristic based on his first-round pedigree.
That sets a tone.
It absolutely set a tone that we have seen throughout. Buffalo got better in many regards, outshoot their opponent today, 41-19. Alexander Kisakov, 3 assists. Matt Savoie, a couple of goals. And, of course, one of the standouts of the tournament, Tyson Kozak, with 2 more to finish with a team-leading 4 in the tournament. Winning netminder today, Thomas Sahanicki improves to 2-0 in the tournament. Beck Warm had the other Buffalo victory over the course of 3 games. All 3 Sabre victories, 4-3 over Montreal, 7-4 over New Jersey, and 6-3 today over Ottawa. For Rob Ray and our terrific production staff, and of course Dan and Marty, who were with us earlier in the tournament but not today, they would say go Bills, and they would say thank you for being a part of this 6-3 Sabres win over Ottawa. We'll see you soon.
Today's second star with 3 assists, Alexander Kisakov. And today's first star with 2 goals,